Katana, here's your
Oh, I got
intro.
you. Sorry. Welcome everyone to Murk Esports here. We have playoffs kind of in limbo here, waiting for the results. We have pick and bans going right now. How are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. My name's Fifi. I'm gonna do some draft analysis and gonna talk about some teams. Been doing some research. And we got
Yep.
one other caster here.
Yep, Spencer Slew over here. Excited to see some League of Legends play tonight.
Cool. I guess I'll go over a few. We're hopping right in the draft, by the way. So I'm gonna go over just how these two teams play really quickly. So we got Colorado Kid Killers on here on the right side, their red side for game one, and they're 8-1. They're 7-1 in our league. So they're number one seed currently. If they win this, basically they're to finish the regular season, they'll be clinched in the top two spot. So this does have massive playoff implications for them. And then Murk Fox is on the left side. That is our matchup tonight. They are 4-2 currently in the league. They need to win all three games to just make playoffs, however. So it's a tall order to ask, and they're facing one of the best team in the league right now on paper. So there's a lot going on here. They need to play perfectly tonight. And they're starting off on blue side here. They first pick the Sedge. This, I believe, will go to the jungler. Jungler plays a lot of Sejuani, so not going in the top lane like it was drafted. And then we have Jin and Brand on the red side here. I like those picks. Brand, a lot of damage. This could be flexed into the mid lane role and the support role and then the jungler. So they actually have a three-way flex here from what I've seen on league results. And the Jin pick is his most played. Very good comfort. I do like the Zaire Rakan, though, as an answer. Always a good pairing together. Uh, Zaya might struggle a little bit into if they draft more poke, but we'll see what Colorado Kid Killers do to kind of counter this. What do you guys' initial thoughts on this round one?
I'd like to touch a little bit on the bans that are coming out here. The TF Nocturne and Jinx. A lot of global, yes, Jinx for the alt, but as far as the TF and the Nocturne, that's a lot of side picking lanes. So, if you're definitely doing a 1-3-1 or a 4-1, hoping to get your top lane fed or a mid lane that can really cause a 1v1 struggle, those are great bans off the table. And it looks like they're drafting a great team comp here, with the dual bot lane as well with the Sejuani. being the main initiator from that side. That'll be my 2 cents right away here.
For sure. Yeah, I think this is really interesting. I love seeing somebody being in that spoiler position. They control their own destiny here, being able to win out if they want, but they're also playing spoiler for that first place, second place seed here. So it should be pretty exciting seeing that coming through. The set ban there looks pretty interesting.
Yep. So, talking a little bit more about the players, since we'll have a little bit of time here coming up after the draft, since we start a little later. So, we'll finish talking about the draft and then we'll kind of move into our personal experiences with how we see these two teams. I've played against this team, and Gaetano has played against both these teams. So, I'm sure we'll both have something to say. Uh, yeah, so Colorado Kid Killers did beat my team, so there's always that. So maybe I'm a little bit of a Murk Fox fan tonight. Who knows? But so far, I really do like the comp that Colorado Kid Killers putting together right now. The Shyvana and the brand damage is going to absolutely pretty much cook this Zaya. She's not really is really good champion to have a lot of people come into her, very like short range because of her R. But Brand and Shyvana with that range damage from afar, and obviously Jin plays pretty much from a screen away with his R as well, is not the best picks for Zaya. But the combo of Rakan and Zaya are really strong still. So we got a little bit of Engage coming out from the red side as well. That'll be an Ornn top. So a fun fact about this guy, he has only played Set and Olaf in all 8 of these weeks. It's one or the other every time. So this is actually his first champion he's played in the top lane. Oh, we're gonna see an Alawi top maybe actually. We huh.
The Ornn gets flex to support, I suppose. Brand mid
I've
or
seen Orange
Alawi
Mid.
mid.
It's
It's
looking like I don't know. They're still switching, but
Okay, okay.
I played Alawi Mid as well, so that's
okay.
Well, just because you've played it
Orange
doesn't
Mid.
mean it's
Yeah,
good.
fair. Hey, fair enough.
They definitely switched up their strategy a little bit since seeing both of those bans. So this is going to be their first actual game not having a Set or an Olaf in their lineup, which is kind of crazy to be honest. First team that has done that tonight, or the whole season, to just two ban this top laner. So we'll see how he performs in this Alawi. This Ornn bid also seems very out of pocket and very unpredictable. His first time also on the champion on the season. I do like the Vigar. I do like the Jags to round it out. Both teams have agency to engage, and yeah, the Jags can be a menace in the side lane, but so can Alawi. So that it'll be interesting to see which top laner will emerge in that split push
For sure. I
style.
wonder if they were worried about the Jax Ornn matchup in the top lane. I mean, it's not bad early, but it gets bad as the game progresses. Jax just gets more and more advantage in that lane. So getting the Alawi up there, being able to contest that top lane a little bit more as it turns into more of a split push type game. Could have
For
been their
sure.
plan here.
Yeah, once Jax gets that Trinity Force, pretty much is GG for most tanks, even some before then. I don't know if Bork is still commonly rushed on the champion either. I haven't seen a Jackson a bit, so
I'd imagine
whatever.
into a tank it's still picked, but I don't think he would build it into like an Alawi here. But maybe
Yeah.
maybe we'll see a different strategy coming out from him here.
Right. Uh,
A
How
lot
do
of
you guys?
AoE control coming out too. Sejuani Viger, Zaya even. It's a good amount of AoE control.
A lot of CC. What do you guys think for game one? Who has the edge on this from draft only? Just looking at draft, who do you guys think will win this?
I'm gonna
I,
throw my 2 cents in Merc. I like the teams. There's so much engage, disengage. The team has late game feeling, so as long as their early game can sustain and there's not too big of mistakes early, I think that they're gonna do great towards the mid and they will roll late game.
yeah, I agree. I like Blue Side's draft advantage, but then we do look at the records of the team so far in the season that can influence and change that opinion to maybe being a red side victory here.
I definitely like the splitting potential and the 4v4 scaling that the blue side has. Um, and the red side is also kind of playing a really, it's a wonky comp, and definitely not their normal for any means. If you go look at the results and everything, this is not anything like they normally do. I think this is also the first time Shabana has been picked by this guy all season, and he has like a wide open champ pool. He plays like Morgana. He plays obviously the Nocturne that they banned away. I've seen him play the Amumu, Lilia, a lot of the AP junglers. It seems like this guy falls on. Um, Zaya might have a tough time in this game, but at least she has R for Ornar, so that there gets some value there for sure. But I would
Yeah,
have to
I'm
give it to blue side.
for sure. I'm interested to see how this Orin mid is going to work. I wonder if they were really looking at that TF pick and wanting some control early coming out, and they thought, well, Orin kind of also has a very similar ability to set up kills. Not different style of character, a tank rather than jumping around and tossing stuns and doing some damage. But Orin can kind of fill that role on a roam. So interested to see if there's a lot of roaming from that role here.
I feel like yep, I think like there's also other mid laners that could be doing this, like Galio's another one, that can really help the side lanes dive in and really work that. But I'm really interested to see what's going to be happening here. I'm hoping that fireworks pop off early for all the team, or get like a nasty invade, something to really start the action off. So, any last thoughts before we throw it to a break here?
I'm
No,
excited
I'm
to
just
see it.
excited to get in the game. Yeah, for sure.
Perfect, awesome. We'll do a quick break. Grab what you need, come back, and we'll meet you on the rift.
Oh,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Yordles, Demacian. I'm probably missing a whole bunch of other people, but welcome back regardless of it. Game one here. Like I said, playoff burst being a little bit in the sight for some of these teams. Really interested to see what happens. I know there's a little bit of mix up too for the teams, as well as roster spots for blue side here. So yes, records may reflect, but you never know. With new blood comes new challenges. So we'll see what they do. A standard 5 point I'm looking at here.
Yeah,
Basically
from one of the
catching your eye.
teams,
Yeah.
we see Brandon Jin sitting in a bot lane bush here, maybe looking at trying to find an early pick as they rotate down from helping their jungler here. But
Yeah,
a lot of opening on the red side because they're not defending here. Not
yeah.
going to get exploited, but
Little cheese going on here, but I'm sure they just want to play safe, get to that mid to late game, as we stated earlier. Nothing too crazy going on with the early game, especially with that bot lane. There's not too much damage threat for them. Meanwhile, Brand and Jid will lock you down and burn you half to death before the minion wave comes.
yeah, but not on the first. They don't really have any good setup for a play here. I mean, they're going to get some poke in is their goal, but they're really not going to get a lot of damage. There's not really a kill opportunity here.
Yeah, Brand started
Blast.
killer, but Jin did not
Yeah.
start the root, which I think would have been the play if you're going for that early play side.
Yeah, I can see it. It's just I don't think there's any possibility of getting a kill, and it can be really rough starting that on Gen. You know, you have that 4-shot mechanic, and if you don't have the Q to pick up CS when your attacks are on cooldown, it can be really frustrating.
Yeah, we see Vigor there in the mid going a little more melee towards the Orange. Just gotta get a little bit of space away. Meanwhile, top side's the wet noodle fight. Those wet noodles have a little bit of weight to them, as you see their health bars kind of diminishing there.
Yeah, both of them taking a lot of minions during that fight and getting them both pretty low here. Jin just CSing up in the bot lane here.
Yeah, nothing too crazy for starts either. I'm seeing Doran's kind of across the board, support items going out, and then, you know, a little bit of a smite there. Nothing too crazy for the start. Full clear with bot lane for Sedge here. Let's see if Suji starts to head down bottom or decides to just clear up to the blue. Might be some early action here towards the bottom lane.
Yeah, we're looking at possible gank potential here. She's going to start wrapping around, and they're pushed in pretty heavily here. Oh, this could be a great gank.
Just in the road here. Khan going in. They are going to get first blood. They're still looking here for the Bram, but they have to be careful as there's a lot of damage coming up from him. Looking out for the stun. Does grab it. Sejuani poking down a little bit, but unfortunately no help availed just in case Bram does turn. Did burn Ignite, but a lot of damage can be coming out with those abilities.
Yeah, I think a little bit of a misplay at the very end there from Sash. I like the idea, but I don't think she realized how low the teammates are behind. He wasn't able to get any follow-up. Otherwise, that is a for sure brand. Oh, here we go.
Yep, they say, wait
There's
a second.
the brand kill.
We got this. Flash being used by Rakan, but definitely worth it, I believe, here. Coming out, allowing, poking out that Jax, even more of those tentacles coming down. And Sejuani, a little bit of a hot spot with that Shyvana. Does have to back away here. Vigor just trying to stack that Orin, doing a lot of damage right away here in that early side.
Yeah, Orin damage can be really frustrating because you think of him as a tank, and then early game he just throws out the damage every time, and it's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I'm curious, what do you think about this top lane? We've seen Jax getting poked out here right away. Do we think Jax takes this as the game goes on, or is Alawi going to keep that advantage that she's been getting in the top lane?
I will answer that in a hot second. Vigor trying to jump away. Orin
he's
can't
gonna get the
the
kill.
audio jack. And we see Vigor grabbing a little bit of stacks here. Jax also using TB. Dodging a whole couple of skill shots here, really dodging on everything. There's not a lot of mana here on Alawi. There's nothing too much to do, and Geese team with a kill. We're going to talk a little bit about the matchup top lane. I think it is a skill matchup. If you can dodge, you know, the grab for the E, that's a giant, huge proc as well. The ult kind of let that burn out on itself. Jax has the advantage, but if you get caught up too much and you're not having, you know, the wombo combo, happy feet, being able to dodge everything, Alawi does scale pretty hard with the abilities and can really cause havoc. So it's kind of a toss-up.
Something I want to say about that, I think that's a misplay on Dubs. It doesn't seem like he had a good reset. I think he was trying to get that wave under. I think it might have been a greedy. He either just didn't get the wave under in time because he couldn't, or it was simply just because he greeted for one extra wave. So
yeah, I wonder if we had the Shyvana stealing the buff, the blue buff on the other side as well. I wonder if he thought he would have a little backup on that end, but just didn't work out that way. And gets punished pretty heavily for it because getting the Jax back early and then feeding the kill is just, oh, it's tragic.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to see. It looks like Boots too right away. Those plated steel caps more at the top. So he's really going to try to survive in lane. Vigor not quite killing out the Orin. There's still a room and a 1-for-1 as both mid laners trade their lives. That was a hot play there.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was not expecting the Vigor to get it at the end there. I thought Orin had enough CC under the turret, but gets the spell off right as the auto attack comes through. Now we see Brand looking for a fight bottom, doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, Ring of Fire going down is going to burn a lot there. Barrier having to be blown. Flash by Jin. A lot of the subs were used on the previous trade there. Sejuani going in looking for the Jin, but not going to find. the stun up here, and they have to run away. That Brand doing a lot of damage, initially stunning, and then Jin following up with the run right away too. And unless you can dodge, that skill shot right away, or you have the subs to go out, it's really difficult. And here's that chance here. We're going to
really confident.
Yeah, trying to dodge everything, weaving in and out a little bit. Tentacles not going down right away, but at the very end, grabs them there, and it is once again a trade 1-for-1. As we see in these solo lanes, they are just going all out.
You normally do not see this many 1-for-1s happen.
No.
In 1v1 scenarios, this is kind of crazy.
Even a single game, it might happen once, but twice within 2 minutes, we'll take it.
The Jaxer played that really smart. He got to the sweet spot when Alawi hard, so there wasn't many tentacles that really came down to win her that fight. That is pretty much the only reason he won that, actually. And barely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The curtain call comes out, able to pick up the kill on the last bullet there.
Yeah, super
Looks
close.
like
I
the
thought she
bot
was
lane.
gonna dodge. The Rakan jump to Zaya, but unfortunately not in the cards.
Yeah, Jin's starting to get a significant advantage in that bot lane too. 15 CS advantage here after getting that kill and being able to bounce and get some plating here.
Yeah, doing a great job of poking out with the Brand. The Brand just being so aggressive in the lane here. Looking for Shyvana. Jax does stand up. Sejuani does use the ult. Shyvana jumping over. Might find a little bit of safety. Has the stun on her, but unfortunately it does not proc.
I think the Shyvana kills. Just waiting for that E.
Out. Yeah, Shyvana ulti. Making him lower. Alawi jumping over. Seeing Jax trying to get out of there. The soul is going to be captured. We'll see if there's enough slow there for the tentacle to whap down. Sejuani is going to get hit though. Flash being used by Alawi, picking up that kill. Now 2-2-0 for that stat line there. There is just blood being spilled everywhere.
I think we are setting some expectations of what's going to turn out to be a crazy game. I mean, there's been action all across the map. There's been kills traded back and forth by both teams. There's been slight mistakes coming out, but honestly, for the most part, nothing too bad. It's been a lot of just informed plays coming out here.
Yeah, we do look at the gold here. We do have a Kane lead for red, as they did pick up the Dragon as well, early on. I know that may have been overlooked. Inferno going over. Next one will be that Mountain Drake, a bit more defense here. Intrigued to see if it's going to be Cloud Drake or the Water Drake for the last portion here. A little bit of a lane swap too, as Alawi's now mid, and Jax is facing Ornn on the top side.
Yeah, I wonder if that was the plan going into it, thinking, hey, we can get an advantage early, but then this lane turns bad for me.
Yeah, Splash is coming out here, ult as well. Rakan using, Sejuani using, and unfortunately Zaya was just a little too far away to jump in the action as well. Brand having to flash away on that backside though, so a little bit of pressure swinging, but as you mentioned earlier here, that CS lead is still there and does have the bounty. Only of 150, but it could grow larger here in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, but we're going to see Jin is kind of forced into a bad position when it comes to where the wave's at and when he wants to back here. He has not spent a lot of that gold, but is kind of stuck in this lane. Gonna have to give up a lot of plates if he wants to leave.
Currently
And to let the CS bounce.
Is what Jin is sitting on.
He's definitely in a good position in the game, but this wave management, I wonder if Shyvana should be walking down here and just helping push this lane out so they can get it back. Oh, he's gonna just back anyway.
Yeah, we'll see if Brand's able to hold the lane a little bit and just keep it in a neutral zone where it's at. It looks like they're backing too, so this, a little bit of a misplay, not pushing it. As the laner left, can maybe get a play or two to get yourself back in there with the calls, but a Collector coming straight out here for the Jin. He is going to be hitting pretty hard with that.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those items that when you get it early like this, it can really snowball a lead if you're able to make it work. But Jack's getting jumped on here.
Yeah, Alawi just pushed. Really being patient with that. They did flop back there. I'm not sure if the switch was just a, hey, I'm in this lane, I'm going to push it. Definitely, recall back and switch over again. But that Ornn in the mid lane pushing up. They do have great ward cover. That's another thing I want to touch up on. You see the river. It is lit up in red, and they will know if Shyvana does, where she's at, or if the jungler Sejuani tries to come around here. as Alau is playing a little bit here with the Sejuani up top. Stun does come out. Trying
What
to
do
get
you-
rid
Shyvana
of
getting
that.
baited into wasting time though.
Yes, yep.
What do you guys think about this Shyvana? Her decision on her runes and her build so far, though. She's going the 80 route.
Well, after this kill here, I will let you know. Sejuani going super low. The tentacles doing work because of the healing factor that's coming out from the tentacles. Jax is going to pick up the kill there, and I believe there's 400 gold for him in that. It might be also Blade of Rune King going first here, as we mentioned earlier. But yeah, 80 Shyvana, usually you see that AP, and it works so well, especially against squishier teams, because once you hit that ult, it burns for a ridiculous amount of damage. Another plate going down here for that bot lane. Jhin is just a little more money in the pockets.
Oh, here's Shyvana on
On a
the bot lane fight here.
So Ultimate's still doing a lot of damage. Curtain Call coming out as well. Trying to get out of there. Does dash away. I think they've left it here. They might be looking to dive. They're pretty healthy yet. Brand new salt, but still has the ignite. Shyvana looking for that Sejuani without that AP. Not a lot of damage on the ult. Unfortunately, that collector is going to do work. Kill back though. Figure Cage going down, stunning up to Rakan, trying to help out where he can. Ult being used by the Vigor, not yet to kill, but they do end up picking it up here with the shutdown, as well as another one here going for Xayah, and that is not what you want to see. You got a 4-1 stat line for both mid and AD carry.
Yeah, just an classic overdive there. They saw an opportunity, they weren't able to get it right away, and they thought, hey, we can chase this and maybe get the kill still, but the roam comes through, Fire cashes in big. It's a huge roam from him here. Getting more AP stacking going, getting some kills on Murk. We all talked about, we all preferred the Murk team composition, and I think it's starting to come into play here.
Yeah, only 13 minutes in, but it's starting to form this year. And we're also seeing this Alawi topside flashing in there, taking
That is ambitious.
Jax is empowered, but he is so low. The amount of healing done from this is ridiculous. Plus, I want to also mention those Iceborne Gauntlets, locking him up even more, and there's not a lot of places to jump once you head over to that side. No minion wave either, so there's not a lot of places to go. It takes a tower shot, but with the armor that Alawi has, there's not much to do.
Doesn't
Cage
matter
goes
too much. Viger's got flash. He's up here. He's getting kills. He's feasting.
+6. Thank you very much. We need Susan now on the other side for stacking up. I also do want to mention the Gorilla going out by the Veer. So this is going to be a little bit of an early game in here. Sejuani blocking up the Ornn. Does get out of it. Just enough to pop the open. Fire. High skill cap ult there coming out from Aerial Burst. The point and click, I'm not sure how he does it. Looked like Faker on that one. 6-1 and 1 with a lot of money in his pocket and a 400 bounty also on his head.
And Murk's just been finding the rotation play so far this game. And I think we see the Shyvana. We talked earlier about Rakan and Xayah being very susceptible to poke. And then they didn't go for the Shyvana poke, AP build, and that's very surprising to me.
Yeah, especially with the amount of lack of siege that they have. Because yes, let's say you grab Baron and you go forward, you have the cage to consider. If someone, 2 or 3 people get locked up on there, the Rakan's gonna be going in, especially if Paladin the Jackson's gonna be going in. Sejuani can stun up, Xayah can as well. Third call coming out. Unfortunately, you're gonna claim a victim here.
Yeah.
It's just a little too aggressive after that, turn of fight towards the bot lane, and that's gonna be first tower here falling.
I think they're almost in a situation where they could have maybe fought that if they continued the fight, but because they back off, you allow the curtain call to come out. Brand doesn't have to worry about getting engaged on anymore. Jhin doesn't have to peel for him, and all of a sudden it turns into 2 the other way.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, Dragon being taken up again here. I didn't even know when that happened, but it must have been here.
It was a while ago, the mountain.
Yeah, I must have just missed it completely. That's 2-0 here. A lot of objectives being taken up here.
They haven't really fought an objective yet. They've kind of just been fighting in lane and ganks and dives, but...
I wonder if part of the Shyvana decision making is that Sej can't deal with her if she goes this build. And then she's able to take all these objectives, able to play around the objectives a lot more because Shyvana's securing everything right now.
Yeah, plus the Rift Herald too. So if they want to start crashing that mid, that is all, first herds being out, and that is
Pick.
Yeah, that's really finding that
Big
one
damage.
pick. Brand also being looked at, stunned up there. A double kill for the Vigor. 8-1-1. That is massive for the mid lane.
All right, how much AP does he got? It's already at 378 AP, 191 AP from the stacking. This Viger is going to get massive this game.
He's looking top lane now too.
Snacks on snacks on snacks for that mid lane. He's running around, going the long way. We'll see what ends up happening here. If he can grab the cage, not finding it, but also giving his top lane a little bit of breathing here as well. I imagine the Jax here will be going to try force next. And then I think once that happens, it's going to become even more of a problem here for Alawi. But she's holding her own pretty well.
Yeah, I think Alawi's definitely been the winner in this lane so far. She's definitely had more control than the Jax has had. It has the tower taken here. But on the other end, we see Shyvana on the dragon again.
Yeah, this is the... so close.
So close, actually. I thought she might have it for a second, but not quite able to get the smite down in time.
Yeah, now 3-0 for the Dragons, and this becomes a pinching point for Murk. If they can get on the next one, otherwise, if you give up Soul right away, Elder's not that far. We're only 18 minutes in. That's going to be a very early Soul point going down here if they've been taking on spawn. Like they have Shyvana missing the turret just a little bit, doing a quick drive-by saying, yo, JK. Kurt Call going out, not finding the kill, though. Great job by Jin trying to get the pick. Unfortunately, just a little too far out.
It still gives them good zoning there, though. They're still able to do a lot of damage to the turret because they're zoned off by the Jin ult. Oh, here we're going to see a Viger kill, I think. Yep.
Yes. Yep. So this is what I was going to touch on right before that, is that who's going to match the Alawi. The Alawi's getting very big, and with Dragons becoming very powerful, and now you have to start to shove 2, maybe even 3 people to her to really, get the job done, which opens up more options for like the Dragon that was just taking. You can't fight it, you have to be able to try to smite it away. With these objectives coming up more often, being more pertinent, it's going to be a lot worse. But Hextech going out for Vigor, that's 2 complete items, and the 10 stack on the Roa as well, going to be hitting here at any minute. That's going to be a major spike in power.
For sure, but I think the problem they're going to run into is Viger is going to be the only one that can match. But the 4v4 looks so bad on the other side. If Viger's matching, they can't fight.
Yes.
Viger is 80%, 90% of their team power right now. And I'm really worried for whatever side Viger is not, what part of the map he is not addressing.
Yeah, it's one of those you almost have to catch Alawi rotating early. Does have a nice...
But maybe here.
Oh! Giovanni ult, unfortunately, just missing the brand. Otherwise, they were looking for it. And that's what they need to do. Get the numbers towards those bans. So if they do send people over there, it's not ending them on a 3v4 towards the other side. Jack still towards the bot side with the more hero picking up that lane figure towards the top side. 3-1 coming out here, or just trying to defend their base a little bit and give themselves a little bit of time. So what do they need to do for this next Dragon? Where do you see...
They need early vision. I think vision's going to be the biggest part of this fight. Viger is a very vision-based character, able to make those picks and be able to respond accordingly to the other play. Oh no, I think Viger's going to die.
Breaking off a little too much. They're being a little overzealous, and Shyvana doing a great job of coming around there. And just really picking. This is really going to hurt now. Yes, Dragon's not up, but you're going to be losing a lot of objective pressure over this, as there's not a lot of defense that can be happening here. Rakan going in does get Alawi choked up under the tower, though. A lot of armor, though, not allowing it. But Sejuani does end up picking up the kill here with the help of the tower and Rakan.
think red side being a little too passive with Brand and Jin there. They really need to be either grouping on the bottom side or grouping on the top side so that they can take one of these turrets out. They had pressure in all lanes. They had Viger was dead for, I don't know, 30 seconds when that fight started. But they're just CSing in mid lane, and I think they really lost an opportunity to take even more off this map.
Yeah, I agree. And once again, Ornn also split pushing here, finding the rogue squad of 3. I think a great job for Khan, kind of always being in that, dynamic duel, trying to, get the picks where they can, and leaving Rakan to soak up a little bit, or Zaya a little bit of XP in that lane to catch up towards that Jhin.
Yeah, just finding the red side a little disjointed in how they want to approach the map. One lane pushed all the way in, another all the way back at their tier 1. A player dead still, waiting to respawn on the Ornn. So it's just a little awkward there.
TP is up, available for Jackson, Viger,
Yeah.
and Alawi as well. So we'll see what kind of split method comes up as Dragon is up here in less than 30 seconds. You talked about vision. I don't see a lot over there,
And I think Brand's going to go clear it right now.
Yeah,
this is going to get really tough for him. And Ornn's going to be able to push this bot lane in. Look, the mid lane's crashing. The bot lane's going to start crashing. This is bad timing for the blue side here.
Yeah, they are not prepped. Let's see if they can force their way in though with this edge.
Alawi's looking pretty hurt though.
I hear his ult. I can't believe Alawi's still up here.
Yeah, I think
he can just click it and he dies.
And they are respecting this as they're trying to back off just a little bit. Shyvana ulti's grabbing the form here as well. They do jump in. Jhin has to flash away. Sejuani's still trying to get towards that backside. Does end up picking up the kill. No, Jhin 4-shot. Pretty taking them down. Blue team slaying the dragon, which is good. They bought themselves a little bit of time here, and top lane is still going pretty well for the Viger. Full health, still looking for that kill. We'll see if Rakan can get out here. Dashes a little bit, takes the tower shot though. Flash coming out from Warren. Does pick up the kill. They stop the dragon.
I think blue side got really lucky. I thought that fight was going to go really bad. Brand looked for the ult onto a lot of targets instead of peeling for the Jhin, which apparently was the right call, because Jhin ends up living with 1 HP there.
Oh,
there's the Viger getting more stacks though.
Yes.
Never stop stacking.
It's going to become worse and worse, and I think now I'm going to have to flip my response of who can answer the Viger as causing a lot more havoc and chaos in there. Baron is up here. They do have more people towards that side, and they might be looking more towards Viger than the actual Baron itself, but I'm sure Vision will be planted here. Maybe, who knows, they might try to sneak one out just in case someone is off the map towards that bot side.
I think right now we gotta look at who's got magic resist on the red side here. It's not Aloy. She went Sundered Sky, Iceborne, both very solid items in a normal matchup, but he's just getting shredded by this Viger.
Yep, Jax is going to be doing this as he has it passively as well. It's something that you just need to have, even just, a Jax shows or, a Spirit Visage, something like that. And Baron might be looked at here as they do clear vision and they are starting. Shyvana ulting over, does ult through, but no AP and no damage here as they may look for a steal here towards the bot side. Also being used out, dashing back and forth. Shyvana will claim one, hence the Baron as well. Shyvana going down with the ult. Alawi's now in the middle of everything, trying to figure out what's going on. Since Shyvana's a 1v1 with the Ornn. Ornn a little too healthy for it, unfortunately. Jackson also coming around, trying to help the fight, but it's not going to be happening here. Viger going super low is going to get the kill. We'll see if Alawi does take the blast plan over. Does get the shadow hit as well. Trying to run away. He's going to slow down just a little bit. Double kill here, clearing out the vision. I don't know if they have enough tank in there. I know Ornn's very healthy. Brand damage can do a lot, but I don't know if they're going to start. Nope, they are not going to start the Baron.
Yeah, interesting fight. I feel like these fights are going as well as they could sometimes from the blue side. The Viger finds the Jhin at the very beginning of the fight. Jhin did about 0 damage in that fight, but they still lose it. I'm really worried for where this game is snowballing.
Yeah, and Vigor was towards the top side of the start of that fight too, kind of circling around. Rakan trying to ult in, but unfortunately by the time she got there, half health, had to jump back, and that Baron smashed, and there goes your, one of your main engaged supports off that ticket there. So a little bit of scattered, but great team fighting.
Yeah, I think Jax needs to get picked this game because they're losing in the sustained part of this fight.
Yep.
They kind of I think they could actually front to back almost. You got the Vigar who did really good itemization as well. He's already got the Void Staff and he went that third item, which pretty much makes all this MR that mainly the Ornn has pretty useless. So Ornn can get popped by this Vigar, and it's only a matter of time, really, because his champion is in scales. So I think they could actually play and just keep Vigar alive, and I don't think they can kill Setch fast enough yet because Jin's rapid fire cannon not on the LDR yet. So they have a window.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely have to be front to back in this fight because the cage just gives them so much room to play the fight. But I'm just worried that if Vigar gets picked in these fights, the fight's over immediately.
Brad getting picked off the back of that too, just trying to grab that vision. They've done such a good job, but they and Blue Side did a great job of just kind of stepping up there, going as a team, and really saying, "Hey, we're going to be proactive on this one." Vigar trying to run away from the Ornn.
Yeah,
red buff in hand, but they are kind of circling towards the bot side in case this Ornn does end up overstaying and might TP from Vigar going towards the top side, trying to stop the Alawi. Half health, still dangerous,
I really thought Vigar would stay and they would go for this kill. They're going to go for the kill anyway without him. But Ornn, pretty tanky here. Shyvana's kind of in the area.
Jax, though, with the Triforce and...
Oh my
and the you think there'd be a little more damage here? It does come out. That is scary. The Jax show is really coming in clutch. Really giving a boost there for everything that's going on.
But there goes the Hextech Soul given over.
Yeah.
They really trusted in their Ornn there. They didn't come to save him. They said, let's go do Dragon. He's dead.
I think that was a good trade. You got the soul for Ornn for one. We'll take that.
Yeah. Red side, definitely a nice heads-up play. Sometimes those decisions to make can be kind of difficult in the middle of the game. You see your Ornn fighting it out. Maybe he's going to survive long enough to get there, but they make the more intelligent play. They take the soul. Ornn trades 1-for-1, and now they're going to go ahead and start the Baron.
Yeah, Zaya showing bot side, and that is just a green light go for them. Sejuani is down for another 10 seconds. Jax also being down. There's not much to do here. They're taking it, rather slow, but also, once again, not much you can do at this point. Brand staying, that bush just in case someone does step up. A very clean take here. Vigar almost crashing down on the Alawi. Third call going out from the Jin, trying to find someone. Just barely missing out.
An absolute goated flash from Jax there. Saves Vigar completely. There's no way he gets out without that flash.
And they might be turning the fight. Trying to find someone. Brand being the next target here, going down there. Brand doing a great job of grabbing, picking up the double with the bounces. Back-to-back TP going used for Alawi, trying to find someone. Baron going down. The turret's there, but I don't think that's going to deter him too much. Alawi just stepping up there with all that armor, taking the shots, and that will be another turret down. Baron down for them, and I think Ornn, TP'd bot side for a little more turret.
They want to push everything here. I think they're going to go for 2 inhibitors. Jin not really getting challenged in that fight allows him to go kind of crazy, and they're going to have a lot of pushing power here.
Yeah, I think once they lost the Baron, they just need to regroup and reback, because this is what happens when you have to ask yourself, what do we lose if we lose the fight? They have Baron in power, they have the TPs. They just took, a lot and really opened up this game because of the over-aggression of trying to punish them while they were quote-unquote low.
Yeah, I actually think they were the ones that started the fight lower because Vigar was just in such a vulnerable position. But, they didn't see it coming. Maybe they thought they could catch somebody with the cage. The engagement's on Vigar, and without Vigar, they're hard-pressed to win these fights. 782 AP coming out on that character. They need him in these fights.
Yeah, just to blow one person up. If you take out the brand, you take out, a Lowya, whatever you can, even the Jin. Just one shotting something like that, backing off, let those cooldowns come up, and hopefully the Jax here can start to come on line a little bit more because we've seen the 1v1s, we've seen them, try to take down the Lord, try to take down Lowya, and it's still a very difficult match where his health is slowly decreasing.
Yeah, and keep in mind the way they reworked Vigar, it's been a while now, but the W gets ability cooldown reduction every time you get 50 stacks of that AP scaling. So 325 stacks means that thing's on a real low cooldown, and that W is hitting for 1,170 damage right now.
And
That's a lot of damage. You don't need your ult anymore.
For the Sejuani here, Jin is just shredding through that with the Lord Dominic's, really slicing through the armor that they had, and that 4-shot crit too with that empowered IE from the Horn. Really good work. And there's the call down.
White staff, he doesn't do that much damage to the Ornn.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's a tanky Ornn. That is a lot of magic resist.
Yeah,
270 magic resist.
Grabbing a little bit of rage. Unfortunately, this might be the current call for the no pun intended there. Zaya trying to lock on the view, does end up getting Ornn choosing it right back, and unfortunately Jackson is falling as well. Current call comes out just as a precautionary, and this will be game 1.
I think it's ridiculous you try to disguise no curtain call, no pun intended. That's BS. I'm calling on that one.
I tried. I tried to slip it in there, but you got me.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at the post-game stats here, Vigar did the most damage, 40k.
No
Then
surprise
you got
there.
Shyvana at 28k. The tanks did their job. Everyone pretty much did 20k on this team. The brand actually didn't do as much damage. Actually, the lowest on his team only had 18k. He felt like he really hurt in a few of those fights.
Yeah, I think it came down to he was getting focused a little bit in some of the earlier fights, and he spent a little bit of time peeling for the Jin. You will like to see the damn numbers up a little bit, but a win's a win. You're not going to complain if you're winning the game.
Yeah, so that's Colorado Keg Killers taking game 1. I think we're going to cut to an intermission here after some closing comments from you guys.
I think
Yeah.
this next draft, I just want to see maybe a little bit more objective work. Maybe not in the draft phase, but just in the game itself. You got to a point where you were down 3-0. You haven't taken any objectives, and it just really hurt the team. So I'm hoping to see that for the next game here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if they can find maybe a better jungle matchup. It didn't feel like the Sedge could do anything about the Shyvana. Shyvana ended up really far ahead in CS, had a lot more control over the map. So maybe looking at that matchup. On the other end of things, if they could shut down that Vigar, if they can get that banned away in the face, I'm wondering what they are able to bring, what Murk can bring in this next game to turn the tables, because the Vigar was their saving grace, and without that, they could look painful here.
Couldn't get through that front line after all, even with the Void Staff and Zaya. Even though I did warn it about the blind, like you kind of saw it towards the end of the game, just Vigar and Zaya just they both failed to range, and they had quite a bit of it on their team with solid engage with Peel. So maybe the front to back wasn't a great option there, being that far back. So.
Yeah, I mean, they just didn't have the sustained damage to deal with that Ornn.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a longer ranged carry there, maybe just higher damage from someone else here, able to burst down the tanks a little bit, but
For sure. The LDR kind of came in a little later than you would want, especially since she got that early lead. I think it comes down to a lot of the farming from the top and the bot lane. They got all those kills, but if you're not farming your lane, you're not getting plates. It's unfortunately not really going to do anything for you. You're going to fall behind anyways.
yeah, completely agree.
All right. Well, we will throw it in a break. We'll be back with game 2 for the draft. We'll see what these teams make for adjustments here, and don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone, for game two here. We'll see what kind of adjustments each team decides to do with the pick and ban phase. Teams will be staying on the same side as well, so no switching up for blue and red. The initial thoughts here as they're coming out. What changes would you like to see?
Well, um, I think we can get a little bit better of an ADC pick. Obviously, like Zaire Khan's a really good blind in most cases and stuff. They did see the Jin. I think they also saw Brand, but it's not exactly the champions you want to pick that into necessarily. I thought the Sejuani pick was really nice. The rest of the comp looked good. I would rather see some really strong laners to get that CS numbers up, and specifically in the top and the bot, they kind of fell back and lost plates and stuff like that. So they were winning fights, and that's pretty much what kept them in this game early. But then didn't have the CS or the macro later on. We'll see if they can adjust though with better, more favorable lanes. They
Yeah,
did not switch sides, by the way.
one thing I thought was interesting. I wonder that switch up that none of us were expecting, or at that last pick, Ornn. I wonder if that just threw that Zaire Khan. They just didn't know how to play into it. It's a really tanky team. You need a lot more tank focused damage, and they didn't know what to do into it, I think. So it'd be nice to see an 80 carry come out that's just a lot better at dealing with tanks, a little bit more well-rounded character coming out here.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see.
So we got the first pick was a Mumu. This is a contested pick, so I could see the reasoning for maybe staying on blue side here. That'll go more than likely in the jungle. Hard to believe it would go support.
How many
The
new
only
picks do you think we're going to see this game? 3 to start off.
Yeah, no run back for either team so far. Sonazeri, okay. I like a Mumu into those still. See if we can land good R's, flash R's. Oh,
There's the
we have some
mismatch.
synergy. I like it.
Oh.
The
Yeah,
MFR and the Mumu R.
yeah, we'll see about the positioning. I know we were talking this a little bit, off and back here, and we have the 2.0 Sona on the other side for the Seraphine. The
Yeah.
Wombo combo that I'm seeing, that's going to be deadly. Seraphine ult, they start walking forward. You got the Mubu that comes in, easy bandage toss ult, and then the MF just clears across the screen here. But we'll see if the split pushing, as I mentioned, that Mordekaiser
Blind
pops up.
picking Lord. Wow. And
Mord is so strong though that it can be done.
I don't know where this goes actually because Ornn was picked mid for the first game, and more jungle is still a thing, and especially in this elo. And then the top laner, there's no trace of Mordekaiser on his account, but wow, I'm thinking it's got to be a flex of some sort. You wouldn't pick it here unless they had a flex.
This is
But
how game 2 should go. All brand new picks. Throw those old characters away. They're boring. I want new
yeah,
characters. I want to see interesting strategies come out. 6 new characters. You almost never see that.
Yeah. Well,
not
the
even really
band,
the same bands either. Like
bands are feeling familiar. The TF Nocturne, Jinx,
Yeah, blue side bands
Nefari,
are the
right
exact same other than the Saj, I think.
yeah, and the shit.
shit.
Or
Yeah,
yeah, I meant
Yep.
the Shyvana. Yeah, yeah.
But if I'm looking at red side here, I'm thinking we do another 1-3-1. Like it worked last time. You got good pressure on the side lanes, and you're gonna avoid the team fights in hopefully the jungle positions. Just because of those narrow lanes that everything goes with, it's not what they're gonna be looking for.
I'm also thinking this is Mordekaiser top, which I think this Olaf pick was just wasted on. They banned Vayne, which is a really classic Mordekaiser counter. I'm not really sure if Geese even plays that, but it's not available. Let's see what they blind here. Maybe they'll break the flex right here.
I think he was scared of the vein top, right?
Yeah, so I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
leaning towards more top.
yeah.
Should be jungle. Could still see Midakaiser, technically.
I like seeing the flex. I like playing around the flex.
Yeah, I don't know. They have no idea where it's going either. You can tell with the Olaf TF ban, they're just kind of throwing it at the wall right now.
Yeah, I think you just have to stick to your conviction of what you want your team comp to be at this point, much less what you're playing against, because you already have the Mumu, Seraphine, and MF. You're playing for something specific. Now keep picking around that and don't stray away.
So if it's
Cassante.
Mordekaiser top, is the Cassante Mordekaiser matchup? How does that play?
Uh, as a top laner, it is a skill matchup. It's definitely way harder for Cassante, but Mord's pretty good into most tanks, as we
Oh,
know. Can dodge his R with unstoppable W from Cassante. That's another really good piece into the team fight comp, though.
Yeah, a
Wow.
great wombo coming out here. I mean, you have 3 or 4 initiators from blue side here that can really start the fight. But as we're looking towards the other side, Mordekaiser on one side, Zed on the other. If either one of
yep.
these get fed, it is going to cause mayhem because I don't see anyone really 1v1ing successfully either side if Mordekaiser or Zed gets
Hmm.
fed. There breaks apart your team comp, and then what are you doing? I think the only way that you see your team comp successfully get ahead is by doing it early, making sure you have the pressure, the objectives, get the towers, and make sure they come to you, not you going to them. So that's what I'm hoping to see in this early game phase.
Yeah, but
Right.
you had mentioned before you'd like to see the 1-3-1 come out from red side just due to the way it played last game. I think they're set up for a great 1-3-1.
Yes, they are.
Zed on the sideline, Mordekaiser on the sideline. Both of them are gonna really have a great time against anyone that comes to
Yeah,
stop them.
I 100% agree that there's
Not to
nothing to answer
mention,
them.
Karthus just can press R and
Mhm.
help that out and immediately in the side lane. If say they're getting 2v1, 3v1, it's possible to win these now, especially if you're Mordekaiser and get ahead.
Yeah, just
So
divide and conquer, Oh,
yeah,
hey,
I
I'm facing the Oriana. I'm Zed. Karthus ult, I ult.
Yeah.
Send
a
someone else.
team I used to play on, we did a lot of wombos and stuff like that, and pretty much, especially specifically in this game, they have like an even bot lane, maybe slightly winning for the Misfortune Seraphine, but the mid lane matchup is very, I would say, more favored to Zed because you can kind of do more and get the prio and stuff. And if Oriana missteps at all, she's dead, right? So and then you have the jungle matchup. The Karthus is going to outscale Amumu eventually, and his R is insanely impactful. And then this top lane matchup is really, like I said, I think it's skilled, but it's definitely way easier for Mordekaiser in this elo. So this could be potentially a feed fest from Geese if he's not careful and doesn't know the matchup.
Yeah, I just did a quick little search there. It looks like Mordekaiser's favored about 56%.
Yeah,
So pretty good favor on the Mordekaiser. Yeah, I'm really worried. I think especially with what we saw coming out ward control wise, red side just dominated when it came to control, and I think this is going to come down to controlling objectives, controlling the wards, being able to set up for plays, and I'm pretty worried.
Yeah, we saw
it
the river light up red the entire time, basically. Objectives losing super fast. While kills maybe were the same, the objective story said a whole different word, towards it. So I think early games gotta be more explosive on their side. They gotta be proactive, gotta be rotating with a Mubu to make sure he's got those safe clears and doesn't fall behind, Karthus.
they basically have to kind of do nothing until they can all group together. I think that's a really big hope of theirs is just getting to that group team fighting stage without having a 4 or 5K deficit from your laning. So they have to kind of be disciplined and kind of more so just do nothing. Kind of in the early game, it's okay maybe to give up a dragon as long as we're trading objectives, but we can't give this Karthus dragon and void grubs like we did kind of last game. The Shiv kind of got everything.
So, we'll throw it to predictions here and then to a break super quick here. Game two, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking red side all day. I think Cat Killers, they got this. I love this team comp. I like being able to play the map, and I think unless we see great objective control come out from blue side here, I think they're in for a tough game.
I'm a top laner, so splitting's kind of at heart. I'm gonna have to go with red side here as well. They have the lane matchups, and as long as they don't just group 5v5 aimlessly, they can dominate the side lane and end these games. So
I guess I'll have to go with the flow here. Everyone else is jumping off the bridge. I might as well jump off as well and get towards the top side also, or not top side, but towards red side as well here. So, and the team comp just looks too good early game, and the way that they play with objective and vision, I think it's going to be a slow choke out. So
I agree.
we'll take it to a very quick break here, and then we'll be right back for game 2. Welcome back. Very super short break here. As we get towards the game action here, we'll see if something crazy starts out with the maybe a 5-roam squad here looking in the jungle perhaps, or if there's gonna 5-point, or maybe the bot side will try something a little cheeky again.
Yeah, I thought we'd see Cat Killers go for that same. They were running towards that same position. I thought it'd be hilarious if it worked twice in a row.
Yeah,
See
I'm
the
looking
5-point coming out.
I'm looking at the tier from Oriana. Could be it's either going to help her really farm this lane out and not engage, or it might be her doom if she missteps at all. And this is the Zed with no flash with TP ignite, so has a lot of damage.
Yeah, kind of going in for the all-in plays with that. I mean, you basically do have the built-in flash with your shadow dash, but that also can get you in trouble if that is on the cooldown.
Yeah, I think it's a little greedy going the TP ignite. I just see the flash TP. I know the ignite's nice early for you looking for kills, but once we hit mid game here, we're gonna see them splitting very, very heavy, I would imagine. And that TP is just so good in that scenario.
Again, another exotic pick. I think this guy hasn't really been playing. He's played one champion, like a one unique champion, almost every game. I think in this whole league, it's been crazy. Champ Ocean.
Yeah, it's great to see a nice champ pool.
Yeah, this makes it very difficult to ban out here. Mordekaiser doing work towards the top side. Geese, unfortunately, not having any teeth, more looking like gums there towards the first little trade. But you know, it's early. We can definitely see a little bit of trade back here, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see how this mid lane goes. If Zed gets a big advantage, you know, that's going to snowball into the things we are all scared of happening this game. But Oriana, she has the ability to win this lane. It's not an impossible lane matchup. So it's going to come down to how she plays around it, how she's able to control this lane.
Yeah, definitely grabbing, you know, the shield passive, you know, commanding it on herself. You do get a little bit of armor buff as well. The empowered grab auto attacks from her too should allow for a little bit of poke. But at level 3 already here, you know, electrocute going down for that Zed. We'll see how many procs he ends up giving out in lane, and you know, being pushed in, it's right where he wants to be. Karthus can come around. Oriana not being too mobile, so really nowhere for her to go in case, you know, Karthus does end up scooting around there.
And remember, Zed has a great time CSing under tower. He gets that bonus damage when people are low, so it just makes CSing so easy and does not mind being pushed in at all. But here we go. Here's the Mumu.
Yeah, Mumu going in towards the Zed does find him in a great spot. Unfortunately, Oriana not quite able to follow up as well. Ignite going down, just slowly ticking. Not able to find the kill on that though. Mumu gets out with his life.
Yeah, 8 HP on a Mumu at the end there. Oof. Very scary.
Yeah, definitely could have been a disaster start there. Not something you want to see from your jungler, especially with a Mumu falling behind it, really could spell disaster.
And Oriana blew flash for that play, so now she's very vulnerable to being ganked. Karthus not a very common early ganker though, so maybe that won't matter.
But
You
level
already
6
see the CS difference too, and Karthus invading in the top side.
Yeah, Mumu not having blue. Barely making his way over. We'll see if he ends up going straight towards
the board. Is he gonna agree to go for Rock as well?
Oh, he is.
This is a man. This is a man who likes to see some jungle camps.
And also going towards the top side for the escape, just in case. Grab a little bit of vision away. By the time of Mumu figures out what's going on, Karthus is spiting away in that bush up there, and
doesn't know where to go even. He's so sad.
Alright, so no pun intended there, right? The sad mummy, but I'm not able to do mine. Of course, it's
True.
top side
I
now,
didn't say
boys.
no pun intended. I
Oh,
meant
this
every part of that pun.
it's a great angle from Mumu though.
Yeah, but we're looking towards that top side. We'll see if they end up grabbing something. Your bandage dodge does land, has the second one. Because of it, does not find anyone. Does get shoved towards the end there. First blood going over to Cassante, just what they wanted to see.
Yeah, that's big because this top lane has looked really frustrating if you're a Cassante player. So getting a little bit of bonus gold, getting bailed out of this bad lane situation, you should be able to get a reset off here after he pushes this in. That is very big for Cassante. Getting bailed out of what looked like a terrible position.
Yeah, I was clenching my cheeks a little bit there. I was like, is Mordekaiser going to grab a double kill and then already become just the menace that we all know and love here?
The double kill into the everybody else closing out of the stream and calling the game over.
Yep. Not that we want you to close out and not watch, but you know, maybe throw something up on the monitor or play a little RuneScape on the side just because you know what's going to happen.
This top lane matchup. So basically, if Cassante can get some MR on him, it looks like he's gonna rush Warmog. So by the rejuve band, it looks like, which is not optimal. Like obviously you want the Sheen item, the Rosen Gauntlet, I think it is.
Yep.
And then you want the Spell Shield item as well with the magic. So that will be the saving grace for Cassante if he can get to those two items.
Does have Murk treads though, that'll help a little bit early here. So, oh, here we go, bot lane fight. Amumu able to hit the first bandage and the second bandage, but they don't have the damage. They can't quite follow up on the MF.
Yeah, unfortunately, once again, positioning the AD carry, we've seen it towards the mid lane too. Mumu doing a great job, but the team's just not quite there to follow up.
Oh, this is Zed.
Zed going in here looking for the Oriana, does end up grabbing a kill here and kind of zooms away a little early, knowing that proc is going to hit as well as the Ignite going down. Not what you want to see.
Amumu ganks bottom. Karthus just walks up and starts taking those void grubs here, and look at the CS difference in this in this jungle matchup. 60-30. This is gonna look rough for Amumu this game.
He can take this right here. W back to your tower.
Level 4.
Oh.
Yeah, Mordekaiser just trying to get a little bit more damage on Karthus, moving up there as well, just in case things got a little hairy. Not quite, but we'll be pushing.
So right here, you can W back to the tower. You can WR into the tower, and this is a dead Mordekaiser.
Yeah. The ability that I've seen Cassante's at high levels, and it is nuts what you can do with his abilities. As far as, you know, once they get a little too close to the tower, they're going to be eating it. It looks like Karthus may have accidentally hit R on that. You never know what's going to happen, though. Maybe he'll get a critical strike and end up grabbing the pentakill. Not likely, but it could happen.
A little bit of a lull in the action here, as teams got to reset a little bit here.
MF almost finding the kill there. Sona walking away with a sliver of HP. Less than 100. We'll see if they end up trying to grab the objective here as Dragon is up. They do have good vision also coming down.
I'd like to point out too that most of the lanes are all even, or if not close in CS outside of the jungle matchup. But that's to be expected with Karthus.
Yeah, 1-1 on the scoreboard, a little different, because I remember from last game, around this 10-minute mark, we were at 5-7, so both teams maybe getting game 1 jitters out of the way and just playing a little bit calm.
A little bit more relaxed, maybe trying to play their style a little bit more rather than just a full brawl here. And we're actually seeing Amumu taking the dragon here.
Yeah, Seraphine able to help out, just heal up, shield, and do a little bit of damage as well here. Great job grabbing that dragon, first one on the board. It won't be an instant replay of what it was last game. So, dragon, the Hextech dragon coming up here for the second, so see what ends up being the soul point as well.
I like the decision making from Karthus too. He prioritized this top lane the Void Grubs. They have 2 good split pushers, so Void Grubs is going to be nuts.
Yeah, very good point. Is they're playing into their win condition, right? They don't worry so much about the dragons. They're playing the Void Grubs. They're playing the push game.
Oh,
A
the
move going on.
solo kill.
Advantage. Wow.
Oh, there
Sad
it
puppy,
is.
sad no more. Karthus, or not Karthus, Kasante towards the top side, looking towards Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser having to flash away, not finding anything. Unfortunately, he's grabbing up that kill.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. It's a skill matchup, ladies and gentlemen.
It's call the ambulance, but not for me. Mordekaiser
Yes.
being handed to him a little bit here. Karthus interrupting
I don't know
the
if
back,
this
but
was
I
the
don't.
right call.
Yeah, I don't know if you really want that exhaust having to come out from Karthus. Now what you want to see, as the lane was backing, you could have grabbed the wave, pushed a little bit, but using up a little resources. The CS growing even more, 100 now to 60 for the jungle.
Yeah, I'm pretty worried that this Garth is just going to get out of control this game.
Yeah, just one good ult early, especially towards that mid side. You know, you get 2 items underneath you. That could look a little ridiculous here. Missouri back, still gonna try and clear a bit of vision, and Mumu is gonna fall even more behind here, as he's just kind of really staying home here towards the bot side, looking for something. But are they gonna find Banish Shots? Does land. Ult coming down as well. Does find the Sona ult from
There you
MF.
go.
3-player ult for the support. There's no objectives on the map. You're not gonna be fighting for a little bit, so you blew a lot of ults, but it should be back in time next fight.
Yeah, and we're not seeing the Warbox come out for Kasante. Actually went for the Spectre Scowl instead. And so really stacking the magic resist. Kind of what we talked about, needing to get that magic resist for this matchup. See if it works out here as fight breaks out in top lane.
Yeah, Shadow Realm for the
See
top
if he
side.
can walk
But
this out or not. Doesn't
Yeah,
look
he-
like it.
able to survive quite a bit of it. The shield though
Oh,
from Mordekaiser, doing a lot of work. Does grab the shutdown, but the tower is gonna strike right back. You know, eventually I think he's gonna survive that, but I think I'd still consider that a win.
The lane is not the bad spot. That's going to push into him slowly
Good
here.
Zed mechanic right there.
Goose
A
egg
little
unfortunately
overrated.
on the Orion ult.
Oh.
Having to jump back for the Shadow. Great job of displacing himself. Unfortunately, it's right underneath the tower. The tower is not going to be fooled and starts to take out.
Yeah, Karthus unwilling to go for that fight there. I don't know if I agree. I think he has a big enough advantage to take that Mumu in that type of fight.
Yeah, now Mumu going for the
Now he gets the Void Grubs.
objectives. Yeah, Ed and Eddie will be going down here without the contest unless Mordekaiser decides to try to do something. It looks like they have the knowledge because of the Wizard Ward in there. He's gonna pop over. Doesn't have ult though, so we'll see how much damage he can do. There is no smite as well for the Mumu. Just use it on the first one. Mumu's gonna be backing up. Has to use the ult. Kasante roaming down. Trying to help a little bit. Mordekaiser won't have ult for this. Karthus also has joined, does smite away, and that is
They get to 5.
yeah. It's a crucial number. Now it was reduced from 5 before, but still
Oh, good Kasante R to get out.
great job with the ult, pushing him underneath the tower. Unfortunately, only going to take 1, maybe 2, and with that Rylai's, you know, Crystal's up there really hurts to stay near him, you know, with more of the slowdowns going out. Oriana doing a great job of roaming up there. Zed's going to get a little bit of solo push as well now. TP for the Oriana coming back, still very healthy. Does give up just a couple of towers, a little bit of damage as well here, so we'll see what kind of advantage Zed has on that.
And look at again the plates in bottom. If we take a quick gander over the blue tower, a lot of plates lost. The red tower, not as many here. So another advantage coming out in this bot lane. Looks like the red side bot lane is consistently winning versus the blue side here.
Yeah, but we do look at the amount of difference up top for the gold here, and it's only a K difference. So you do have the towers, but there's other advantages and money in the other pockets here. I think it's mainly towards the top and jungle here that have it up there, but that's 2 people that you want to have a great early game. You know, moves down quite a bit here, and the top side is going to be a not You know, who's going to help me finish this guy because Cassandre should be able to do that. In the Shadow Realm here, trying to...
This is good for
jeez.
Cassandre.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mordekaiser noticed how not much damage he was doing earlier, but...
I mean, he's still sustaining very well inside there, but...
Think it's...
No.
Cassandre does need R to finish that kill for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, you know, a great job initially, taking the poke, but maybe a little bit too much fighting going on or extending trade there, allowing him to get it back.
Yeah, I think he thought he won the fight no matter what, so he kind of just tanked the Mordekaiser as he walked forward, trying to get as much damage as dealt, but he didn't really do any dodging, and ended up costing him the kill there.
Yeah. Seraphine all there trying to grab something. MF not following up with the R.
MF I believe.
Yeah.
I think
not
she
a
ran
lot
out of mana to combo there.
to be done, as well as Drag is coming up here. Moves towards that side. Seraphine, no ult. Moo still does have it, but MF is not able to do anything but the auto attacks here for a little bit. We'll see if they end up trying to press the dragon or if they are just going to back off, hopefully reset, and then take it here with a little bit more of a healthy team.
I think if you're blue side right now, you don't have to force much. I think you're in the exact a good position. Like, this is exactly what you kind of game planned for. You wanted to be down maybe a K, maybe 2K because of the lanes being so bad. But now we're going to enter the 5v5s, and that's going to be huge. That's a disgusting 1v1. Good job there by Bloodbird.
Wow.
Yeah, great dodge.
Well, you can dodge everything, but you can't dodge the Karthus ult. But
Yes, you can.
well,
Just put a shield on your forehead.
Barely escaping on that one here. Karthus towards the top side. Cassandre grabbing super low, and Cassandre trying to get Mordekaiser. Unfortunately, not having exhaust coming out here from the Karthus. Karthus trying to keep it within the reach, but yet just enough not to get hit. Unfortunately, doing a lot of damage. Grabs one, right back for the Karthus coming out there after death. That was close to Mordekaiser also.
Yeah, I thought for a moment we were going to see the hero Cassandre win in the 1v2.
That was happening too. The Mumu got the dragon.
Oh, nice. And another big change from what we saw last game. You know, the objectives being taken from the blue side here. Very nice to see. And they get bot turret here. They're starting to snowball back into the game here. They're still keeping it within 1,500.
Yeah, I think the previous game here, we were at that 17-18 minute mark, and 3 dragons were taken by one team already, kind of crushing that soul point. So a little bit more of a relaxed gameplay allows Murk here to really kind of dictate the pace and set those team fights up for themselves. So we'll see if the 1-3-1 still ends up developing here towards the mid side of the game. Mordekaiser not really feeling the early pressure or being able to do that effectively just yet, but there's still a lot of league to be playing here. Now for the spot side, we see Karthus and Zed trying to collapse into this Cassandre Rift being used as well. We'll see who ends up taking the tower and how long they push for.
And we're getting to the point in the game that we start to expect the split push to come out. Cassandre able to deal with all the void grubs there.
Yeah, the AoE there. Momo going towards the bot side, just trying to get them away here in case they want to crash a little bit more into the tower. Sona also making her way down. Cassandre teleporting towards the top side, hoping to get the Mordekaiser 1v1 a little bit. Orianna taking the shot up there, but I don't think it was working as well as they hoped, as now she roams back towards the mid side to help the team.
Thinking about it a little bit more, I think they can actually kind of work out on the side lanes. I think this Cassandre can match the Zed, and then Orianna could just clear the wave on this Mord with little interaction. I don't think they're that screwed on the side lane like we might have thought.
Can Cassandre match the Zed if he's built only magic resistance here?
Good point.
I mean, it might be. It's not the worst matchup even with that much magic resist build. But I don't think Orianna can deal with the Zed.
No.
So I think we're still going to end up in a position where Red Side has an advantage in one of the side lanes, but it's not both the side lanes like we were expecting in draft. and I think we really need to see Red Side take control ward-wise. They have a good amount of wards, but one more deeper ward in that bottom side jungle so Zed can just do whatever he wants.
Point out
Asante eventually will get outscaled, I think, at the side lane, and that's a pick.
Yeah. Orianna just walking into dangerous territory. Unfortunately, not having a good time. Karthus all coming down just in case it's easy to kill. 179 for the Karthus. He got 2 burn items with the Leandries and the Blackfire Torch. That is just, it's going to hurt every single team fight for here on out. We're just going to have to back up and reassess the situation. Do we want to continue? What are you thinking on third item here? You're going to see from the Karthus.
I think we might see. There's a lot of magic resist being built here. It's a little weird going third item Void Staff here, but this Cassante's just stacking magic resist probably this whole game. It looks like a Negatron Book null magic in the inventory on top of the Holland Radiance and the Mercury Dreads. I think he's just going to keep building magic resistance. Getting a little bit of pen would be nice here, but it's kind of depends on what they want to target on the map right now. The Orianna's not building it. The Zed's going to be going for the Orianna. You're going to be Karthus ulting there.
Another team fight here, breaking the Mumu, shooting off a little bit more than he can do. Great Orianna ult to disengage everyone. The ult does find as well, and picking up a double kill. 2-0. The first kills of the game. MF ult trading back though, grabbing up a double of her own as, Karthus a little stepped out there, but great positioning by MF and a great knowledge. Okay, I can trade this down.
Yeah, we talked Wombo combo at the beginning of the game, and even with, a lot of their parts dead, the Mumu, big part of their Wombo combo, and Orianna, another big part of their Wombo combo. Just the Seraphine MF Wombo combo picks up 2 kills. It is nice to see when it comes out and works.
Yeah. Definitely the biggest part of it is that MFR with the setup.
It gives them a lot of options. Losing somebody in the team fight doesn't matter as much if they get the setup the way they want it.
Dragon coming up here as well. Chemtech. You see the wards coming out at Zed looking possibly for spot side. Orianna once again pushing up.
No.
Don't want to see it. Seraphines has to be popped here. Zed just doing a lot of damage, and Orianna has to back MF and Seraphine. Not there, and Karthus will be taking down this dragon very quickly, and I don't think there'll be any contest unless he is not wanting to take it here.
Yeah, I think the slight mistake they had Zeri farming mid lane instead of walking over and just helping with Dragon right away. Yeah, they should have been able to burn that plenty of time.
But they're going to give it up regardless here. They are not venturing out towards it just in case.
When this Cassante gets his Iceborne Gauntlet, it's going to be pretty insane what he can do in this game.
Yeah, we'll see when that hits how exactly this game does change up. You look at the Mordekaiser, just a lot of damage coming out. It's and a great ulti.
Yeah, this guy's a gamer.
6 and 2, really ramping up here. So the 1-3-1 starting to become a little less to the back line. Towards the back line though, Zed going in, looking for the MF. Seraphine ult grabbing 2 right on the corner. Unfortunately, Zed not able to take him out. Suri pushing forward with the ult as well. They are looking for more kills. Karthus ult coming down. We'll see if anyone ends up burning down Seraphine. Very low, but not enough yet on there.
The Orianna TV comes out maybe just a tiny bit late. If that comes down while the fight's going on, I actually think they might be able to turn that. Karthus won't be able to ult. Ends up in a lot better situation, I think.
Sante also roaming down there on the side just in case someone stayed. Not a lot of armor build, but yet very tanky enough to take a couple of tower shots in case they were looking to post some action up there.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see a little armor come out from Sante. I think he's got enough magic resist to deal with this board.
Yeah, the fights have not been going generally in his direction every time that's happened. And, you know, Mordekaiser, now he's got the Leandries as well. Riley's going to keep it close. Maybe another item or two. He might sing a different phrase, but as of right now, Cassante doing a great job of keeping that Mordekaiser in check.
Yeah, I'm excited to see different characters pop off this game for the blue side. I know we talked a lot about the Viger, the mid lane last game, but the top lane having a great game. The bottom lane, 3-0, relatively equal in CS, turning the game around from what was a little bit of a shaky start on the MF, but doing a lot better now.
Yeah, I think just having a good early to mid game where you come out even is a win for blue side, because once you get to that mid to late game, and especially the way that you are dragging this out, I think it's a great call. Possibly looking for an ult here.
Yeah, MF's here.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Great job capturing three of Mumu, cursing all three of them. You know, Mordekaiser's going to take you to the Shadow Realm, take you out, but at what cost for the trade here? Then also roaming up looking for fear. Mordekaiser just trying to keep everyone in check with the slow. Mordekaiser picking up one, possibly two with the Seraphine. Nope, Zed will be taking up that one. And now we see
I think they're going.
Target. Zed going in looking for Cassante is going to be popped. Orianna Shield unfortunately not going to meet up, and now you have put yourself in a bad spot too. The Orianna Shockwave will find Zed. Already blew all of the shadows. Unfortunately, Mordekaiser pulling her in, and not a lot of places for you to go once that Rylai starts to take some work at you here, and not a lot of armor, but it doesn't matter as you run away scot-free.
Yeah, it's tough. It looked like a good fight for blue, but the Zed finds the MF immediately after the combo, and they're just out of damage in that fight. They don't have the Orianna there to, you know, add extra damage, add some control. Like Cassante, he's very tanky and he does okay damage, but he's not gonna win you a fight by bursting characters down the way a Zed will.
Yeah, and Zed also now picking up a little bit of, you know, the slowing ability here for the Grudge. So once he starts to land that, same thing with the Mordekaiser. It's like once they get a hold of you, they're not really going to let go. Karthus wall as well coming up, so they are looking for, you know, those picks. And once they do find you, there's not a lot you can do rather than, you know, flash away or hope there's a plasma plant pretty nearby.
And here are we seeing an objective spawning in 38 seconds. They're getting all the control that they can get ahead of time. They're really trying to prevent blue side from being able to find an in towards this area.
Yeah, taking out all the vision plan.
This is the side lane we're talking about.
Yeah, Orianna not able to contest that, and I think they found out the hard way there. I think they just have to get this up. This is second dragon, not a big deal. You break it to 2-2. You know, you're still up 1 kill on the board. You're down 6k roughly around. You know, there's still plenty of time. No need to go in. If you lose this too, you might as well give it a victory.
Yeah, I do not want to see this in Mumu contest. Because even if he goes in and steals it, it doesn't matter. He dies to go Baron.
Yeah.
What do you lose if you lose the fight? Just keep that in the back of your mind while you're trying to steal objective. Now, if it's a do or die Elder one, by all means, go in there and shoot your shot. But second dragon, not too good.
Yeah, I was wondering if we would see the Cassante actually stay and then them go for the fight at Dragon and then TP after. But TP'd early, didn't want to lose too much damage on that top tier 2. Especially with this split push getting worse and worse. You want to keep as much tower HP as you can.
Zed taking that tower about one shot. They're really doing a lot of damage with that build. Sending 2 towards the bot side. So Sona now being caught out here. Mumu.
I think this is a dead Sona.
Yep, dragging her around. Curse the sad
But I
mummy.
think that we're going to see a fight after. No, the Karthus doesn't go for it.
Yeah, a giant ult down for one, kind of, you know, especially towards his mid side, really hones in as a, alright, you know, can we capitalize on this? But they opt out of it as they will be putting down a few more vision wards here and try to clear out that Baron vision.
Yeah,
Got
I
a
would have
Mumu
liked.
on the excursion right here.
Yeah,
The top lane.
interesting wave cut. Mordekaiser maybe finding him. Oh, a flash immediately there.
Yeah, a little bit of a preemptive here. You know you have Cassante up there too. Even if you're taken, you should be able to hold off on it. Cassante just waiting for Mumu to get out of there. No ult as well, so not a lot to do. Orianna taken out by the Zed ult, and this is just not looking good. Cassante now having to 1v2 Zed, trying to get out of there. Health going a little low. And you gotta
it's
be
kind of
careful as
close.
ult still does. Mordekaiser ult, fortunately, just did a little too much work on the Mumu. Karthus ult as well at the very end to secure it as well, and that will be a Baron as that was a 3-0.
Yeah, we talked at the beginning of this game during draft about how the teams are relatively equal in mechanical skill, but we're seeing the rotations, the decision making, working a lot better than head killers. Karthus just blows up Baron.
We got a dead Mordekaiser as well. Seraphine taking that bounty.
A double ult used for it.
It's just a credit to Dubs though, and he got really far behind in this matchup due to some unfortunate deaths. But he's come back and he's fairly useful, and that's pretty much Mordekaiser in a nutshell. No matter how much you shut this champ down.
Yeah, for a moment there I was wondering if the Mordekaiser pick was worth it because of how successful he had of the game last game, but he's proven me wrong. He has definitely gotten some good use out of the Mordekaiser here. And I think he's going to start to become just a huge pressure for that side lane.
Yeah, with that Riftmaker too, just a lot more sustain being in his back pocket, and really wreaking havoc in these team fights now. You choose to take out, a key piece, whether it be the MF, the Orianna, the Seraphine, just someone to really take out before the ult goes down, can really disrupt the fight.
Zeri with a very bold walk up there.
That's GA forward him.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, okay. It's going to be a little more cavalier in the way they push the fight then.
And they still got to be here. Mumu. Great job to line up the ult. MF just slicing through with the Orianna. Maybe a kill here coming out for the Mumu. Not quite. Yep. Suri will pick it up here. Orianna trying to shield. Unfortunately, not finding enough to do that. Zuri still charging down. Baron buff begins as well behind. They might be looking here to take the hit, and I don't know if there's anything really to stop them. Mordekaiser on the side lane here. Orianna does have to blow this arm guard. Is broken. Might be able to get out. Trying to grab the kill. Unfortunately, not going to happen. Double up for the MF. Looks like Keys will be taking up the kill, and they are looking for more. Zuri doing a great job, though, of just keeping them on the outside. Red buff 2 just doing a lot of work. Pulling forward, not quite enough. Does have to break out the cleanse here. GA coming back down. Seraphine trying to blow a little bit, but the ultimate Orianna does pick up 1,000 for the shutdown. And then the Shadow Realm trying to kite out everyone. Wow. Double kill for Orianna as just bringing around the Rosie there on the double tower. Maybe a little too much, as I think Mordekaiser should have just got the towers down there.
Yeah, I mean, the tower's at 1 HP. It might still fall here either way, but pretty heavy greed coming out from red side. Chasing for too long. And Zeri kind of left that Orianna kill when I really thought he could have dealt with it, but man, what do you do? Zed's going to be Zed.
Yeah. 4 items Zed with some armor pen, and you're not building much armor to begin with. That's tough.
And I want to point out too, the atomic arc being built as well, so that ult is going to be up here within the next 10 seconds, as it was just used. Another dragon going over for them, and Zed finding out
another pick.
One more person. Oh,
what's the cooldown of that ult now? 20 seconds?
Yeah, basically, yes. It is going to be up here within the next 30 seconds. So it's going to be every single fight is going to be up once, at least, maybe even twice.
It's actually the perfect soul for this team as well. All that tenacity, all the healing and shielding and power you get. Almost every one of these champs on red side can actually utilize this, especially in a heavy CC wombo combo type of comp that blue side has.
Exactly. Yeah, the tenacity is going to be very impactful for everyone on this roster for sure. I mean, you have Kusante, Amumu, Oriana, Seraphine, like all of those are very heavily CC focused characters.
Yeah, and now the game starts to unravel. We had that great early game, around that, 20-minute mark. We saw, there was a little bit of light, but now it's slowly diminishing as we look as the goal difference driving up to about 10K here. Still a lot of towers, got bounties as well on it, so there could be a swing, but they have to be careful. Zed's just waiting to hit the wings here, and split push coming up from Karthus and Mordekaiser.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fall for this. No, Zed's actually. This is interesting.
TP being used by Oriana, I'm not sure.
I think she just gets
gonna
dove,
be able
right?
to, I mean, yes, in the perfect world, you would just say, well, thanks for the kill, and start to move up there. They are
there's a big R.
Great R.
It's not going to be as much damage as they hope she wanted here. Moving towards the side doesn't.
No.
Also having to step up here. MFL sliding across, but with the Shadow Realm, not going to find anyone with any courage to set towards the backside there, picking up the kill and looking to help out with the Cassante as well.
Zeri? Oh, just a little too deep.
But not quite grabbing a Mumu. Does find the Mumu. Ult going down. Lots of shadows being thrown around here with those low cooldowns from the Atomic Heart. Ends it up just trying to push the wave. Headed back towards the top side. Good job of someone just running around, trying to be that annoying support. Healing the team up. Another turret gone. That might be a inhib as well. And if they look towards that bot side, that's about a good sneeze away from falling as well.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of an unfortunate fight. It looks like a good setup for Oriana there. Gets the ult onto both, forces the exhaust out. It looks like they can win that, but Zed's just doing so much damage now with no armor build. There's no one that can deal with them.
Yeah, another tower falling here. Even if they want to back away and grab Baron, they sure can and try to end it. I'm sure they're saying out a lot of money. Mordekaiser just sticking in the middle of everyone, and there's not much to do with that green giant. And now the Jack shows as well, doing a great job of helping him sustain.
Big
Great
catch out.
helping to cross.
Baron is up.
I want to look
really
to see if Zed was Zed looking at shop, or why was he recalling that club?
Maybe just a little bit of a no guts, no glory type of deal.
Yeah, sometimes you got to make a decision on your next item to buy right now.
That's because you're going to be there. Why recall when you can just green screen and
Exactly.
buy? It's the quickest way. Baron not being taken up here from Murk, rather than just pushing out the lanes, getting ready here. And Tower also falling towards the bot side, the exposed hip. The Nexus Tower, not that healthy either. I think this just could be a walk-in here for the next fight.
Yeah, I think you do Baron because it's just free, right? The minion pressure should be too much for them to come contest, and then you just walk it in. Walk it to mid, bot, top and hip if it respawns. And the game is should done.
You have to kill Zeri twice as well, and that's kind of hard to do in a comp like this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
back up.
the GA's big value in these wombo combo team compositions because they're putting a lot of their eggs in the kill you in one combo basket. But it looks like we'll see a setup for Dragon here.
Yeah, they're stalling just for that. It's coming up in 20 seconds.
Ooh,
Zed getting that blast match really, really going deep, but there's not a lot to be done with the amount of escapes and damage he can oppose on this team. There's maybe 2 people he's got to take more than 10 seconds out to really eliminate. Otherwise, everyone else has to be careful.
Oh
no.
Sit in on the flank.
Yeah, they have vision of them. They have to be furious about that. They don't even want
Mordekaiser coming in.
Mordekaiser towards the side. Karthus wall coming out, trying to slow down. Mumu has to make a decision here. He is running away. They either have to go in or get out. Seraphimel grabbing up 3. Great wobble count going on here.
MF.
Grabbing so many towards the backside. Zed trying to purchase and find someone. Malignus doing great work for the Karthus here. Cassandra going towards the backside, grabbing up the GA from Zuri. We'll see if they can grab her as well as soon as she gets out, but everyone is so low, and Zuri doing a great job of kiting back. They have to walk away. That is a 4 for 2. A great team fight, but Dragon going to be taken here off the backside.
Ori might get there in time.
That was an interesting fight though, because the MF ult got canceled like instantly.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They still want it. That just goes to show how strong those AoE ults can be.
Yeah, I think if she would have hit the entire full length of the ult, we would have been singing a different tune, as they could have definitely ran it opposite side towards the Baron. Ran it down here, but Inhibitor did respawn here towards the mid. That means top side also will respawn in here, probably in the next minute.
It should be pretty quick because the mid inhib respawned before that fight. So it should be coming pretty soon.
I think we're kind of at the point in the game where the gold might not matter.
Correct,
truthfully.
yeah.
Yep.
It only matters if they end up like 40,000 gold ahead or something.
Yeah.
But everybody's getting kind of 6-slotted now.
Levels are all good. Yeah, it's pretty much an even game, honestly, at this point.
The next team fight's
Except
gonna really tell the story of it here. Zed finding purchase onto the Orion.
No, this is ungood.
As well. Oh, unfortunately, it was just on a cooldown of 2 or 3 seconds here, finding that purchase, you know, grabbing the edge of night, being able to lock up one ability, really helping. And now Baron being able to find purchase.
And Zed's ult's going to be coming back up if they decide to contest this.
No
Back up
follow-up
now.
yet?
Going a little too early as the rest of the team's not there to follow up. Unfortunately, MF will be paying the price in the Shadow Realm here as well. Karth is doing a great job just sticking in the middle and everyone finding purchase. The ult will be coming down as well to find even more damage and great job if they do stand still and just being absorbed by that Mordekaiser.
Wow.
Cassandra, dude. What the heck am I watching?
He is just built differently here. I don't know if he wants to try the 1v2. Maybe we'll just try to get out here and stall for a little bit of time. You may lose, you know, in a hit or two, but
He got his magic shield back.
yeah, and a great job of just
Ori's TPing for the help.
I think they could turn this
Oh,
actually.
on there. Great shockwave finding both to the purchase. Sanya's going out, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Flash over, which does get the shield there. Unfortunately, Kazante's going to be eating up maybe more than Chu as he's trying to run away from that, but it's very difficult with the Rylai's scepter and just constant struggle of taking you out.
That looked super annoying to be Cassandra. Not taking any damage, but not able to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah,
MF all blown to clear a minion wave there. It's on a relatively short cooldown at this point in the game. Just over a minute.
Yeah, Baron's still up, though they have the answer to Mordekaiser. Vision that they see and everyone that's in there, I think they should just be crushing this. As Mordekaiser does use the ult here, trying to eat up those coordinates at first. There's not a lot you can do. Really surviving a great job of Shockwave coming out for the Mordekaiser. Might be trading back here shortly. MF with the shutdown, but at what cost here? As Baron is the next point of attack. Suri trying to grab away the pick.
Bandage to the wolves! Bandage to the wolves!
And unfortunately does grab the ult down. Unfortunately, no one is there to help out as well. You delayed Baron, but also once again at what cost? That's a minute down for a Mumu. You know, There's going to be gone here shortly. MF's in the bottom. This should be a free Baron. There's the fight.
Zed really looking for Oriana.
Yeah, it's going to find purchase. Unfortunately, there's not much to do once we find her at this point. Baron getting burned down here by Karthus and Zuri. No one in the area to contest this one.
Don't know how I feel about this Sona solo pushing the mid wave.
Why not, right?
I like the idea of keep waves in, but not this far up.
Yeah, it's, just trying to do your part to save the world at this point. So,
But they're gonna reset. They're gonna let everyone respawn here.
yeah, one last final push here, I think, for the end as they start coming down. And
They've got a position now. It's over aggressive.
is Zen out of position though? Is he out of position?
If they find a good setup and team fight, it's still winnable here. But they have to hit like a 3-4 guys into MFR like they did on the first team fight they were on.
Giving out.
Zed's back. They shouldn't be looking for this 5 versus 4.
He should be, yes, but are they going to pull the trigger? A little bit of being antsy here, moving towards the side. Does find a great job of 3 here towards the back, though. Mordekaiser, unfortunately, finding the backside of it. Cassante also falling way before the fight's end. Double kill from the Karthus, just finding too much purchase with the ult and damage, and just not being able to decisively go in right away early, kind of costing them now as the Nexus will fall, and that will be the series.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mordekaiser just walks into the back line, finds the target he wants, banishes them before they could pull the full trigger. I really think if they can get an engage off of the Mordekaiser in that 5 versus 4, they should have been able to take that fight, but it's tough to make the decisions. It's tough when we can see everything going on and know exactly what they should be doing.
Yeah, hindsight being 50-50 there, and definitely the macro coming in, trying to figure out what's going on. But Mordekaiser having a really struggle early and towards the late game. That pendulum swing, 62k damage.
I've never heard hindsight being 50-50 before. It blew my mind.
So I think what we'll do to we're going to talk about the game obviously and stuff, and then I think we're just going to interview a couple members of this Colorado Keg Killer team. Is that cool with you guys?
Sounds great.
You kind of end, yeah. That was their final game. They've locked up a first or second team seed here. It'll completely depend on if the Kraken win their last 2 games, and yeah, that's a good season from them. 8-1, pretty dominant. Whoever they face is going to be monsters. It's going to be a good one. There's a lot of good teams in this league still left, and playoffs are going to be fun. Can't wait to get to that.
Yeah, for sure. Mordekaiser, 62,000 damage after a rough early game. Phenomenal amount of damage dealt by him.
Yeah. Game wrecker for sure.
Yeah, just buying time. Once you hit the rift and the Jack shows, it really became, how many are you going to send to me and how many do you want me to kill? Just the amount of time that you are healing and while damaging, while keeping everyone super close to you. There's not a lot of outs, as we talked about the mobility of this team. Cassante is maybe the only one that can get away once you get into that, because of Mumu, unless you get I know you're yelling the bandage toss, to the wolves, but if those things are not an option, you're not going anywhere. Oriana, even if you have flash, I think he's catching up to you. MF very positional and definitely going to die super quick, as well as the Seraphine. We saw him ult, I think, almost everyone across the board at one point or another.
Yeah, just understanding taking
sure.
anyone out of the fight and getting a solo kill just helps them so much. It doesn't really matter who it is. Take somebody out, get the kill, continue the fight forward.
Cool. Hopefully you guys got any prep some questions here, and we can get. It looks like Mason and Trey in here, and we'll interview this top team so far. How you guys doing, Trey and Mason?
Good.
I'm
How are
doing
you?
good.
Good. 8-1.
Yeah.
Great opening season for you guys.
Yeah, we did perform pretty well.
Yeah, we're excited to hit playoffs running.
For sure. You guys locked up first and second seed. Do you guys know what that gives you?
What does it give us?
It'll give you guys side selection for the first matchup you play at least, and then if you guys are the number 1 seed and you make it to the championship, then you play the number 2 or whoever else after. You'll also have side selection there. So basically, higher seed, first side selection. So pretty big.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to play some more ranked games and get ready for it.
We're excited for the playoffs.
So I got one question about your mid laner. So how many champions does this guy play? First off, I feel like he's on a unique champion each week of this.
Yeah, we'll just say he's like he just plays this game. He just picked it up a year ago. He's like almost level 600, so he's
Wow.
definitely a grinder.
he plays he plays this game a lot. I say he's a sweat.
It shows for sure. He's had a good season. Same with you
Yeah,
all, honestly.
Thank you.
thank you.
So what's the squad rolling with into the playoffs? You guys, is this the final roster? I know you had uh Ego in there for last week and almost tonight.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
yeah we'll see. It depends on if people are available or not. But we have a good friendship. What we have going on right now, we have a good
Cool.
connection. We've been playing for about a year now together.
Awesome. I'll let Katano and Slew take the rest.
Yeah, I'm curious about what your draft style looks like. Are you guys more reacting, or do you have something in mind going into games?
Mostly we kind of just go into it trying to go get the grubs. We always try and pick up an AP jungler mid or AP jungler in the jungle, and then kind of just draft around that. Yeah, we do kind of react. Definitely in the jungle and top lane, but bot lane is always just if Jinx is available, we'll grab her.
Yeah,
And then
I've been getting the ban Jin, and I'm surprised that they're banning Jin because my Jinx is pretty good too.
one more follow-up question here as far as the team style goes. Are you guys always looking for that 1-3-1, or is that just kind of how the play style fits depending on your reactionary type of style? Grabbing that AP really grabbing that early game as well. We saw in game one, you guys took 3 dragons. At 18 minutes, you were looking at Soul Point very early, and it looks like the both games you had a very defiant, mid and top side just always splitting, causing that mayhem, making them make the reaction and their macro play, whether it's going to be for the better or worse, but just kind of really causing chaos.
Yeah, I really like to play for top lane. I used to be a top laner, so I like to play for top lane, get grubs. The first game, I kind of just got lucky with those 3 drags. I'm usually not like that, but since I was playing Shyvana, I thought I might as well. But usually we go for the grubs.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, that's all I had for you. I'll throw it over here.
Yeah. First, main question is both games. It felt like there was a lot of control coming out from the jungle here. What do you attribute that to? Is that your support coming in and helping get vision? Were you doing anything particularly special that you think helped gain you those advantages in the jungle? Because especially game one, the jungle was on lockdown, but even game two, it felt like you always were getting what you wanted. You got the void grubs both times. You got a lot of pushing pressure in a 1-3-1 comp that really benefits from that. So how do you set up plays like that?
It was really just that they started bot lane and then ganked bot lane, and it was just free to farm top both games, their jungle, and then I was level 5 when he was level 3, and I just could snowball the lead from there.
For sure, for sure. And then on the bot side of the map, you guys, like you just said, you guys got ganked both games really early on. There's a lot of pressure being put towards the bottom. How did you guys react to that? Like, did you do anything special? Were you expecting that they might be putting extra pressure bottom? Because both times you guys kind of came out okay for the gank early.
I think, be honest, I think Blood Murk was looking to gank bot a lot. He knew if the bot lane wasn't ahead, then we couldn't win the game. But we have a good jungler, so and a good mid laner.
So
Yeah,
you
I
guys were
never.
kind of maybe, oh, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I never play for bot side, so they're used to a lot of pressure down
Okay.
there, so they're used to it.
I think I remember that from way back when, week 2, probably.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean,
uh,
you guys reacted to the pressure very well. I mean, for not having any pressure bottom, both games you came out with the CS lead. You guys were up plate, so it was just very strong showing from bot lane, especially if you're not getting any a lot of pressure from your jungler.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I got two final questions here before we go. So, um, one is what matchup are you guys looking forward the most to in the playoffs? Since you guys are officially clinched, obviously last week even, but now you have the top two seeds. Is there a team that's left in the play like that you can see that's making playoffs that you really want to face?
The Kraken. We want
Yeah,
to get
Kraken?
definitely. We want to get our redemption. That first game, I was playing top lane. We didn't really have our roles solidified, so we definitely want to rematch
Yeah,
now that we have new roles.
we really haven't like played something like this before, and schedule wise, like playing against different teams like that, and we didn't know where we were gonna play at first, and then we finally found our true positions.
Yeah, and we're just
Gotcha.
ready to. Yeah, we want the best of 5 series. We really want to do that. I really want to see them in the final.
Gotcha. And I guess kind of wrap it up with you guys. We got some playoff predictions. So if you guys don't know, the fourth seed and the third, technically the third seed. Actually, I think third seed settled after because Murk actually is officially out of the playoffs. So you guys did knock him out just now. They don't have the tiebreaker over GG Cosmic, so they can't get into the fourth seed. Um, a team that's still alive though is Courageous Wing 5, and they have that their win condition is to beat DP Hellfire and they have to beat SNC. How plausible do you think that is for predictions? How do you think the rest of the seeding will shape up to end the season?
Yeah, I definitely think they could do it. They were definitely one of the stronger teams. Um, yeah, they have a lot of good players. I think they could pull it off.
Nice, nice. So you think Cosmic holds on to that spot, or do you think Courageous might sneak into that four?
I
I'm
think
rooting for Courageous. Yeah.
I want cosmic. I want cosmic.
Okay.
That's good. And then I guess DP Hellfire and Kraken still have to play. What's your guys' prediction on that? And that should be the basically determine the second or third seed. If the Kraken were to lose, obviously you guys would get the number one seed.
Sorry to the Kraken, but I hope they lose
Yeah.
so we could make sure we get first place no matter what. So we don't have to do
Cool.
a tiebreaker for first if
No.
possible.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. Well, that's something. Thank you guys for your time.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Congrats on the number one, number two seed, however that plays out for you guys.
Yeah. Well, thank you for letting us play.
Yep.
Of course, man.
All right. Well, you guys have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
All right, casters. I think we can kind of wrap this up now. Any closing thoughts you guys have?
That'll be all for this production. We thank everyone for stopping in, and more games to come here. We got playoffs coming up here shortly, so make sure you stay tuned for that. You know, more action. I'm hoping we get some different looks like we did this game, and that was like a barn burner all the way to the end. You love to see that type of games.
Yeah, for sure. GG's.
All right, great to see you. We'll see you again here shortly. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good one.